Company that contaminated the water for hundreds of thousands of people in North Carolina will be paying $1 billion as part of a settlement. The settlement stems from complaints over Chemours' use of PFAS, or forever chemicals, which contaminated public water.
Investigative documentary reporter Kristen Severance is working on a documentary now about forever chemicals in North Carolina. She explains what this settlement could mean for us.
I've spent the last month working with our environmental reporter Liz McLaughlin on this. We've talked to dozens of people in North Carolina with contaminated tap waters and contaminated wells. They blame Chemours, the chemical manufacturer in Fayetteville, for this contamination. And Chemours admitted they dumped chemicals in the Cape Fear River for at least 40 years. It's important to note this billion-dollar settlement does not include the contamination claims made by people in North Carolina, but advocates here are paying very close attention to it.
Well, to be honest, initially, I thought $1 billion was a drop in the bucket.
Emily Donovan is the co-founder of Clean Cape Fear, a group fighting for Chemours in Fayetteville to clean up the forever chemicals found in the Cape Fear River, their water supply. Chemicals called PFAS are found in Teflon, food containers, and makeup. There are thousands of chemicals in this class called forever chemicals because they are nearly impossible to break down. The chemicals are linked to health problems, including cancer, and harm to reproductive and immune systems.
Knowing how much it really does cost a public water system to build and maintain a system that can get PFAS down to a level of non-detect. I mean, I think this was undervalued in the long run.
For example, the Cape Fear Public Utilities Authority spent $43 million to install carbon filters to remove PFAS from water that flows through the Sweeney plant. Chemicals and byproduct traced to the Chemours plant in Fayetteville, formerly Dupont.
This one facility in Fayetteville sits on the Cape Fear River that lets out into the Atlantic Ocean. And where has all this gone? I mean, for decades, where has it gone?
Chemours and two other companies, Dupont and Corteva, are facing thousands of lawsuits over allegations they put forever chemicals in the environment. The three companies which deny the allegations will pay $1 billion to settle these claims. But the North Carolina lawsuits are ongoing. Ted Leopold is lead co-counsel.
What do you think this settlement means for your lawsuit?
Well, I think clearly it's a recognition when a company or companies pay this kind of money that there's a real problem in terms of what their conduct has done by way of affecting the environment. But we shouldn't forget the thousands and thousands of homes, people's piping, and the water that they get are all still contaminated and will continue to be contaminated.
Our WRAL documentary on forever chemicals in North Carolina will premiere later this summer. I'm WRAL investigative documentary reporter Kristen Severance.
And we reached out to Chemours for a comment on what this settlement means for North Carolina. The company sent a statement that reads, in part, the announced joint settlement agreement with U.S. Water Systems allows water systems in the lower Cape Fear River Basin to opt in to the proposed settlement class if they choose. This agreement further demonstrates our commitment to address and resolve legacy PFAS matters and ability to find common ground to achieve resolution.